Vale. Mierda, sitio.
Try to be more careful. Just keep your head down. Please, watch where you're going.
Hey. Hello. Are you also... lighthouses? Why the hell are Dara and his workers pushing so hard to build the second one? Is one not enough? Is it because one is less than two and less is worse? I mean, two lighthouses next to each other are almost the same as one, and ships don't even sail this way anymore. Ah, whatever that is. Aye, why would they? The waters are treacherous, so no ships. Storms and the wind. Besides, who'd have the time to build or repair them? There are enough problems on the island. We don't need more. Well, not much going on here, as you can see. Things have been a bit... One was even hanged for theft. But I can't say much more as I wasn't there. If you're interested in the horns, you should visit our museum. You'll learn more about that fella. Aye, it's boring, but at least you don't have to pay to enter. What do I think? Well, as long as they follow the rules, they can stay. Folks are saying that there's some other group, probably more dangerous, not so far from here. If they come closer, well, that wouldn't be too good. You can stay here and serve. Sit in the tavern, drink and eat something. If you're There's always something happening out in the world. But you know what? Here in the south, everything... I wonder if, once they finish this one, they'll start building a third.
¿Qué cojones es eso? Tengo que ir a hablar con el del museo.
You just wait until they let me out. I'll beat you so hard you come a little closer so I can sleep. Nobody asked your opinion. I drink 'cause I want to. I drink 'cause guarding that empty gate. Maybe I was drunk, but the gate was guarded. It's not your damn pin, I wouldn't even... But all is not lost. We can still be friends. Listen, just pour something delicious down. I'm not guarding the gate right this second, am I? There's nothing wrong with having a little... Come on, don't be like that. I knew it, my friend. Oh, delicious.
I have to admit that local fauna is not one of my main areas of interest, but I do know the answer. It used to be the case that a significant part of the daily catch was so the keepers of that time found a very peculiar... Some of them, called the seagullers, scared off the coastal birds using specially constructed masks. They made them from felt. The reason the gulls avoided these masks is unclear, but perhaps they're peculiar.
Just another peaceful moment.
No sé dónde la voy a construir.
Just stay put. There you are. Finally. The mask? Ah, whatever, sod it. Now they'll get what's coming to them. Damn rascals. You can go now. You're right. But don't think, even for a moment, that the struggle is over. We need more, much more. Are you ready for the next step in our... That's the spirit! Look, I've got the perfect seagull trap design right here. You just need to make a few and set them up in some strategic spots. We need to work Go on then, and fight against the... You're back!
Sometimes it's nice to just sit and think. Are you hiding from someone?
No vende huesos. Me piro.
You need something?
Prácticamente me lo puedo llevar todo.
Hey, you're heading to the village, right? Tiernan should take this medicine to my father, will you? Goban is I can't promise that talking to him will be any fun. Come to me after.
Ah, he used to serve too. In fact, he was the builder before me. No,
But a father is a father, right? We may hate each other, but as long as I can help him, I will. Hans.
if Heber doesn't know, then I don't either. So, because he received orders not to let any keeper through without a pass, and I don't have one. I've already used mine. Guess what I used it on? That's right. When that Egypt gets an order, he's like a priest who stumbled into an orgy. He's got a stick up his ass. Nothing gets through him. Not all keepers have been here their entire life, you know? He got me before he joined the Horde. Serves me right for wanting to find him, stupid son of a bitch. If only... I don't know. Following my old man here was all I ever wanted. Never tried picturing myself as a husband, a father once. But I wouldn't know how to raise a kid. I'd just miss... Well, no, of course not. We're not priestesses of the All-Mother. A woman can be an old crone and still devote herself to the All-Mother. But a man's got to have some fight left in him to be a keeper. Old enough to hold a sword, young enough to not break under its weight. We all got different roles around the keep, sure. But at the core, we... If I had a gold coin for every time someone asked me that, I could fund the damn thing. Look, it's Camelot's orders. I get paid to follow them, not to question. If they want to throw money at us to keep up appearances, that's their problem. I'm not about to stop. Stay out. Keep your head down.
Oh, Mother have mercy. Not another one. If I... That's just my luck. Take the post, Tiernan, they told me. You'll be looking after a village full of old farts. What a load of crap. There's always something. If it's not the deck falling apart, it's a... The deck? Nah, just old wood. Honestly, it's the least of my problems. But I've got no... Dara's always busy with his lighthouse, and every time I try to do it myself, someone else needs me for something. I can't even sneak out to the tavern because last time some rich bint started complaining that everything here smells of fish. That's a seaside village. What else would it smell of? You do that? That would be a huge relief. Well, maybe not. Truth be told, I don't know why they want it so badly. It's for boats, but, well, you know how it is with old folks. Once they get fixated, I'd pay if I could, but this was supposed to be my job. The budget's long gone. But if you're interested, not exactly standard keeper knowledge, but, well... Surprised? Can't blame you. This might sound odd coming from someone stationed at a glorified fish bucket. The only thing more mismatched than the barracks around here is my career choice. But, yeah, I like imagining places where chairs don't wobble, tables don't look like someone hacked them together with a dull axe, and beds, well, beds don't feel like they're... Not exactly a secret I broadcast. Most folks see me as Tiernan the... But, hey, we've all got something that keeps us sane, right? Well, to be fair, he only bit one person. But it was a keeper. I know now both of them are sick. And Haber's got no clue what's wrong. Which is the only reason that refugee isn't. So, he's sitting in a cage. His wife's crying all day and everyone's pissed. Meanwhile, I'm stuck in the middle of it all. Ugh. Oh, she's a real piece of work, that one. She came here with her husband. Poor man. You know, sometimes I regret not getting married. But if I had a wife like her, I'd just end up being a keeper all over again. No need to tell me that. But I can't just go. I'd rather sit here and hope everything works itself out. I mean, everyone's gotta die someday. So whether it's me or them, at least my problems will be over. No. See you.
My poor Morris. Do you need help settling in, dear? This isn't the best day to start a new life in this place, but what a nasty business with that boy. I'm almost glad my Morris isn't here for this. Oh, I'm not sure, love. I don't move around too much. I just heard about that fight with the road keeper, and him and Patrice make such a lovely young couple. They remind me of Morris and me when we were there. At first, it wasn't so bad, but now it gets worse every day. Don't get me wrong, we have food, we have a roof over our heads, and we're grateful for that. But no one trusts us. None of us wants to be a freeloader, as they call us. I wouldn't mind a task or two to earn my keep and to take my mind off my trouble. I might not be all hale and hearty, but I've still got two good hands, which is more than you can... I'm sorry, dear. I hope I didn't offend you. You see, I was born in Little Grove and thought I would live out the rest of my life there. We never wanted to see the world. I guess sometimes the world doesn't give us a choice, does it? That's what people say, but I never agreed. I weathered many storms with my Morris, coming out stronger each. Avalon taught us to cherish the little joys of our everyday life. Without those lessons, we wouldn't have survived what... Little Grove was raided by bandits, a local gang that had been terrorising the area for months. Their leader, Bald Kate they called her, somehow got hold of a branding iron used to mark outlaws. After pillaging a village, she'd brand some men, and that way Kate made sure nobody would ever help them, and that they'd have no choice but to turn to her if they wanted to survive. My Morris used to be a skilled tanner. I guess that's why she picked him. Yes, I asked him to. He wanted to run with me, but he was still feverish after the branding. Now, I don't have many kind words for Kate, but she doesn't like her efforts to go to waste. As long as he stayed, she'd make sure he was healed. I hated leaving him there, and I hate to think of what she's making him do, but I hope he's at least still alive. Of course I did, right after I got here. The only answer I got was that they're aware, but I've heard rumours that the gate is always shut, and the keepers are forbidden to leave. So, I've got no hope. Look at me, love. I'm just an old woman. I've lived a quiet life. She has no need for useless mouths to feed. And Morris, well, he didn't want me to stay anyway. He said, I'm starting to fear we'll have to wait for another lad. From what I've heard, they decided to stay in Little Grove for a while. drinking my cider to the last. Not like they have to worry about the authorities. The only ones we saw were the Camelot tax collectors who came by once a year. Other than that, not a uniform in sight since I was a little... Oh, Mother bless you, my dear. That's all I could... Take care.
Nothing changes. Nothing ever will.
¿Me va a dejar la gente de hablar? Quiero ir a hacer algo con mi vida. Me acabo de encierro.
Still here, still breathing. You need something? Still here, still breathing. I've already told you I'm not going anywhere. Oh, I don't know you.
You could have chosen a better time to come here.
Well, at least we have a roof for... My boy Frang and I came here with the others. We left our village because... But Frang is a good lad, so he came with me.
Found the poor sod at the mill, sleeping in the hay. He was chilled to the bone back then, but I could tell he'd be a strong lad once he thawed out.
He's young, but he already has a couple of tattoos. Tribal ones. Means he must have been cast out of the Del...
At first, the people in our village gave him dirty looks, but then they...
He was a good, hard-working kid. Ah, Frang is a quiet boy, and he doesn't talk much about himself. I feel like those days with the Reader are... Roscree. Few shacks and a... My daughter married a good, hard-working man. Eventually...
Still helped around, but wanted to let the young folks learn how to work there. Then this kid, Frang,
Of course, something happened. Life here can't just be bearable. Oh no. Everything has to get screwed up somehow. My dear Trina and her bairn. Hey. They got caught by a weird beast. I left Roscree. And so did Frang. He says he has some kind of life debt. And he won't leave me alone until... I'm sorry. To be honest, I'm a bit confused about what's going on. Usually it was me who yelled. And this nasty thing with Coll. Poor lad. Shouldn't have ended like that. Let me tell you something. When I saw all these wrinklies around here, I thought this place would suit me. But then all this shit happened.
You've come to put me in the cage. Sorry. Just a bit of grim humor. You know, about what's been happening here. Such a mess, isn't it? Cola's alright, and Beatrice, what a shame. Anyway, I'm Ellis. Nice to meet you. What do you know? Well, I'm Ellis. Goldsmithing is my life and passion. And between you and me, when I hold tools and make beautiful things, it feels like I can bring some light into this wretched world. So, here I am, sitting on my ass in some village listening to waves and the screams of seagulls and old men. I was working as a goldsmith in a group of, let's call them business people. Their chief was a smart guy. The moment he heard I was a goldsmith, he knew what to do with me. He got me converting all the... Do you want to hear what I did once? We went to Timberwall. The gang wanted to rob some merchant's house. We holed up in a seedy tavern and waited for the... Then, one night they broke in. Came back with a whole load of trinkets. Beautiful stuff. They gave me a couple of days. I tinkered for a bit. And then, after I was finished, I dressed myself all nice. Went to that merchant's house and went, "Good morning, kind sir. I'm a goldsmith." You know what he said? "Of course I would." That nonce bought the entire lot, even though I inflated the prices like a street peddler. And when I came back, the others couldn't believe their eyes. I thought I was gonna keel over.
Something happened. I'm not from anywhere. Frang is attached to nowhere. I found a... Frang never met the keepers. But the unnamed boy did. Once, a few of them, many years ago, we fought. The unnamed boy survived.
The keepers approached the camp of the boy's people, but that past does not belong.
I'm Frang. A place without a leader. As I see it, I will finally... Pfft, don't bother. Now they're a bit like Frang.
Beatrice is strong, despite what happened with Cole. Ellis, he's funny. I like him. Rawson, I know nothing.
There are no tales about a place that survived without... And it's not about kings, nobleshites, or chieftains. Titles are just words that what's needed as a strong soul with a strong name. And their names mean as much as Frang's, which is to say, nothing. Conquer. Wolf. Strong. Important name. Not seen in the south for...
Frang was never a dull reader. Not without a name. Without a name, you are nobody.
And if that lasts too long, you must leave. I left and became Frang. Frang. Nothing happened to Frang. A stray, taken in by a miller. Frang cannot be a Dalriada. His mother was. But the tribe decided that he was not worthy of a name.
Still here, still breathing. Didn't think anyone would stop by.
What do you want? Well, I'll have to disappoint you. Mike... So you really don't know? If you're not from here, I'm not sure what could have just know that Cole... Something is poisoning his mind and soul. I don't know what it is, or why it happened to Cole, but now we're all at the mercy of those... One evening there was a quarrel between our group, the villagers, and one of the dead had a bit too much to drink and let some comments slip. They hurled insults at us, saying there's no place for us here, that we should just get the hell out of here because things are hard for everyone. Hard? Sure. I bet that bunch of wimps wouldn't last a week outside. All they do is sit in that keep of theirs, thinking they're the defenders of justice. Well, Cole went mad. He attacked that keeper and bit him. It was serious, but the keeper survived. If it weren't for the other men from the village, things could have ended very differently. Afterwards, they chained Cole up and locked him in a cage. His condition started to worsen. They said a monster like him doesn't deserve a jail. Bastards. This might sound silly, but before we reached the keep, we came near a strange structure. The locals call it the Arch Spire. In the morning, we realised everyone had a strange dream, but it was Cole started acting weird after. No, only that, well, it didn't make much sense. But he was convinced it must have been some bug. Something changed by the weirdness that must have caused his... Well, it was pretty typical. We started a fire and threw some cobwebs into it. Frang brought them back from one of his treks. That boy could always find them somehow. It was our protection from the night. Ellis was on watch that day, but from what he told us, he eventually fell asleep. We were lucky no one... I was in a strange place. Dark. I was trying to find him. I called out, but no one answered. I was alone in the night, and then we set up camp near the Arch Spire. We hoped that bandits wouldn't dare to venture into a place like... With everything that's been happening lately, I'm ready to believe...
Y me voy a ir ya a la ciudad.
Buy something or bugger off. Unless you've already bought from Orla. I wouldn't mind knowing that myself. She stole a lucrative business contract out from under me and my family, then made herself at home here.
Everyone's always yammering about Timberwall. Timber this, timber that. Bugger them all. Remember, good business, only with Connacht.
Yes, Connacht. From a merchant family, to be specific. Oh, I've always wanted to...
But I broke my leg. Badly enough that I couldn't travel.
You've never heard of them? They're a guild of They travel across Avalon, documenting all the lost and forgotten... That's what LSA and I dreamed of. Though, only one of us... Well, a friend from back home. We'd run around Connacht, drawing maps of every corner we could find. And my mother used to get on my ass for wasting so much paper and she got in with the geographers, started running errands for them. I said some things I shouldn't have. You know how it goes. We stopped talking, and then she left. First thing I did when I arrived was ask the locals what this village is called. And they just said, wait for it, there's also a sunken village nearby. So I asked them what that one was called, and they said, So I asked what it was called before it was flooded, and they told me, the village. How do you even work with that?
Long enough to know what sells. Not that I'd mind having a wider selection of goods, you know. Some more options. But people here don't need much, so what you... Then there's the refugees. For now, I guess they're good business. But sooner or later they'll run out of money. They don't have any way to earn it since no one wants them here.
They'll get kicked out, or they'll just leave and not come back. But there'll be others around to keep the business...
Pursue potential customers. Listen here, pal. Clearly you don't understand. I've no idea where you come from. But here, it's the potential customer who needs to pursue the vendor. It's the vendor who makes the decision, not the other way around. How many people here do you think are offering to exchange goods for coal? Yeah, Orla. A woman merchant from the Keep. Go on, try giving her your money. I bet she'll just shortchange you and call it a day. She has no wit and no finesse.
What do you want?
Bloody hell, look at this! The old place is in a sham. They do nothing but shuffle around, stare at walls, and sleep under leaking roofs. Can't even hammer a nut. I'm telling you, if I was still working here, this place wouldn't be falling apart. Ah, but I'm not. Ah, shite. I can't even stand to look. And who are you? What you want? You another one of... I bloody knew it. Retirement my arse. It's shit. Never a moment of peace. At least when I was still working, there was always something to do. Now, so, what you... One day, my boy got it into his stupid head that old Gaban is ill. Bullshit. They're all telling me I should do something about it, or else I'm done for. I'll be... like hell I will. I'm still here, ain't I? I've served my time. I've lived me life. And now you can all... Peace and quiet. Good one. I'll only have my peace and quiet when I'm finally... At least when I'm with Finley, I don't need to listen to his nagging. Listen, they wanted Heber, that healer from the Keep, to come here. He did. They wanted him to look me over. He did. Then he just threw up his hands, mumbled something to himself, and hell, I should have been an healer. Wouldn't mind going around being a pain in everyone's arse for a living. These herbs, no idea what they're for. Heber said he doesn't know what's wrong with me, so there's no illness. I'm fit as a fiddle. Ah, good thing that at least the one guy who hangs around, Finley's the name. Yeah, right. He'd better focus on his job. Oh, so many questions. How about a drink first? Ah, so... Hold on. Finley is not my caregiver. Hey, first of all, I'm not a cripple who needs a decrepit dimwit running round after me. Secondly, do you know the problem with having a helper who's mute? He doesn't bloody talk. I mean, it's not all bad. At least I don't have to listen to even more bullshit. He puffs up like a marshmallow every time he tries to say something. But I don't understand shit. You sure have a lot of so... That's what he says anyway. But yeah, he's my blood. Eager like me, and look at that bulbous nose. Won't this so much clearly mine? It's like half the blighters here don't have working peckers, or they've never even touched a woman. What's with all the questions? Gip? So... You see, back in the day, being a keeper was a serious business. Now, don't even get... Nowadays, lads get brought here by their own kin when they've had enough of them, or they think the Orns can hide them from the law. No, back in my day, there was none of this scum. I came here to serve. My girl cried when I left her, but I've always known this is where I wanted to be. How was I supposed to know she had a bloody bun in the oven? By the time the wean was born, I was already planning the lighthouse's construction. Heck knows what he came here for. That's not my problem anymore, and I don't stick my nose in anyone else's business. What's got you so nosy? Pour me a drink, and I might open up. So, I'm starting to like you, stranger. And trust me, it's been a long time. I like me brothers in arms back in my glory days. Good lads, every damn one of them. Tough as nails. A kind of men you'd want beside you in the darkest hour. But they're gone now, all of them. The old captain got it in his head to send us down to rediscover some mouldy tunnels under the keep. Damn fool mission that was. We went in together, but I was the only one to come back out. I can still... A hard loss it was. But I'm still here. Oh, some... What's got you so nosy? Pour me a drink. So... Those tunnels, right. Well, me and the lads went down there to check if we could repurpose them under the Orns. Damn fool. But here wasn't just some empty caves. There were monsters, straight out of Age of Legends. Sick stuff. Stuff to get under your skin. Looked like... hell. Memories all twisted up now. Like a bloody nightmare mixed with shadows that don't belong. Want to know more? Speak with Fergus. He's in charge of this shit show now. Now, I propose a toast to those lost souls. Peace, you say. Problem is, sometimes I think they never died. They haunt me in my dreams. Bloody bastards. I swear I wanted to go back and retrieve their bodies. But our late captain, like Grindelows piss on his grave, forbade me from going back. But when I drink, I usually pass out. And then I don't remember. My brothers deserved better.
Pero, a ver. ¿Se tomó la medicina o no?
Bloody, I do. I know. They're all. Peace and quiet. Good one. I'll only have my peace and quiet when I'm finally dead. And at least when I'm with Finley, listen, any happy. Yeah.
Vale, es lo que he hecho. No sé, nos las toma me lo pongo.
Feels right.
Es que no sé.
Who are you? Another refugee? This place is already crawling with your lot. In my day, You only saw old, familiar faces round here. And maybe we didn't all laugh. It was easier to share with others. A problem? No. No problem, just rambling to myself. You asking me? They came here and made themselves at home. Orderly. No damn rabble begging at the gates and eating us at a house. Back then, sure, civilians came and went. But housing them, feeding them, we had a rule. No freeloading. But I guess that went out the window. It used to mean something to be a keeper. You could come in off the streets and keepers would make a now. Bunch of spoiled lordlings sold off to Brandon by their daddy. Soft, weak, the lot. You watch your damn mouth. We did everything we could. I've said it before. We need a whole... And besides, how do you know these leeches are even telling the truth? Every village wiped... I don't want to talk... Do you see anything interesting around here? Is this a decent place to retire? But not... Well...
Me lo dice un puto vago aquí tomando mierda.
Try the sunken village. Just don't let the... I don't know. But you could put something on the table. Thank you. We used to come here, the three of us. Me, Berg, and Fedley. But lately, something's gotten into Berg. And it all hell knows what happened. One day he just stopped talking to us. We went to his house to get him. But he only cursed a blue streak at us. Say, mate, do you feel like I feel bad for him. But I've got no more patience. And Finley... Let's just say Finley. Now you're talking. Ever since he got so maudlin, Berg usually sits alone by the sea. Let me know what's wrong with him. Get moving.
You seen all the refugees coming from the nearby villages? They're trying to get away from the bandits and the weirdness.
Aye, I've seen 'em. Can't blame 'em for wanting some safety. With bandits and the weirdness creeping closer, who wouldn't be scared?
They may be, but I don't trust strangers. They could be bringing trouble with them. Never know what kind of folk you're letting in.
You're always suspicious. They're just trying to survive, same as the rest of us. Besides, where else would they go?
Speaking of the refugees, you hear about that one Cole? Looks like he's ill or something.
Aye, I heard. Poor lad's in rough shape, but thank the All-Mother it's not the Red Death. We couldn't deal with that here.
Still don't sit right with me. Sick folks in a crowded place? It's a risk, is.
Maybe, but what are we gonna do? Turn 'em away? We've all got our burdens to carry.
Hello, child. I can see that you're not of noble blood. Oh, no need to tell me that. I've tutored the children of aristocrats from all over Avalon. Fortunately for you, and you don't look like one of the locals. Are you a you can talk. My name is Lady Elaine. I oversee the Farship. By the All-Mother, the largest duchy in the middle of the island, with the wise Lady Kincaid in power, who has a whole... I know, child. I know. Everyone was surprised. But after Lord Kincaid died and Aidan, Lady Kincaid's son, disappeared, the nobles of Farshire decided she could stay on. Even if Aidan had been alive, she would still be ruling as a regent until he came of age. But Between you and me, he wasn't a very bright boy. Oh, we're lucky to have her. Difficult times require worse than ever. Oh, the wordness is... That's why I'm here, wandering Avalon looking for a solution. Oh, do you mean a family? Oh, I've never had time for such trifles. No suitor was ever more interesting than a good... And I've raised enough of other people's children to never wish for me. Oh, surprising. I'm looking for someone who will help me find a... I came to the Horns of the South because I found a fascinating book. It referred to a certain object, a figure most likely, which had... Apparently, it can be found on the ship called Andraste, which sank... However, when I asked those nincompoops about, they said that the Andraste wasn't carrying anything of value, and even if it was, they wouldn't freeze their butts off in those chilly waters. The Last Voyage of the Andraste by Elvis the Lightkeeper. He was... But it's best if you read it yourself. You can read, can't you? Read it very carefully, and after you're done, come to me, and I'll tell you more. A deal? Ah, and they say young people don't want to learn anything. Come on.
Oi, you're not from around here, are you? Come on. Don't know. Now that... I remember when we were held in the same regard as Camelot, not taken in wimps. It's... don't even get me started. Fergus always claims he's busy, but for the life of me, I can't figure out what he actually does. I talk to Riderick from the museum sometimes, but that one's a real know-it-all. We always end up arguing about how things used to be. If you ask me, they're all just as bad as each other. It's never going to be the same again. We had a beautiful tradition. Choosing new keepers was done differently back then. You had to lie down and sleep in a special spot, but that's all I'm going to say. It's a secret, and it looks like... Of course I do. In my day, it wasn't... Pilgrims would visit the All-Mother's Temple and Excalibur, and end up in the... it broke my heart when I heard about the flooding. They say the Druids caused it. It doesn't matter now who did or didn't do. Now go on.
No, es que me van a soltar una trisca la pija esa.
Oi, Noel! What if I pulled Excalibur from that stone, but it broke, but only at the tip? Would I still get to be king, or not?
You're so daft, Randall. Some magical lass living in a lake gave the king the sword when he broke his own bashing four-armed skulls.
So, the one in the stone, what's that called? It's not Excalibur, is it?
Nah, the one in the stone was called, don't know. Sword in the stone, I guess.
Sod it, whatever. So, if I pulled the sword in the stone from the, stone, and it broke, but only a little, would I still get to be king?
What? No, you'd have to pull out all of it. Only the one who pulls out the sword gets to be king, yeah? Not the one who pulls out a bit of the sword.
Wait, but if you have a sword and it breaks, do you tell everyone that you have a sword, or that you have a piece of the sword? Besides, you can always take it to the smith and he can fix a new tip.
But if he fixes a new tip, it won't be the same sword.
Are you off your knocker? How's it not the same sword? So, what is it now? A ploughshare?
A shit share.
Listen, just listen to me. You've got it all wrong. You've got a sword, right? And then the tip breaks off, so you attach a new one, right? But then, let's just say it breaks again.
That's one shitty sword you have there.
Now, listen to me. Now, damn it. It breaks off, so you fix it with a new piece again. And then it happens again, and again, and again. Until you finally get yourself a whole new blade from the smith. So get this, if the whole blade was replaced, is it still the same sword?
Well, no, it isn't.
There you have it. You just need to be, what's the word? Rational.
Fine. Now let's have a drink. My throat's drier than a priestess' purse.
See, now you sound rational.
Excuse me, could you get me a clean glass? And I mean clean. I'm not sure. I don't mean to say that you peasants all look the same, but you have to understand it's quite different. Well, I'm sorry if you felt offended.
Oi, Noel, what if I pulled Excalibur from that stone, but it broke, but only at the tip?
Excuse... My name is Alyssa Murray, and I'm here with my husband. Not to brag, but we are rather prominent. I am famed amongst Camelot's court. Thank you. I designed it myself. The savage tribes, the brave lightkeepers. I wanted to make an homage to them with my new style. Give it a few weeks and everyone here will be trying to copy me. It happens in Camelot. Well, my Duncan is here on business, of course. A very important contract with the light. I decided to accompany him because I have never been to the south, and I've heard so much about it. So far, it's turned out to be terribly dull. And the smell. It's like... Pray, tell me, do you know anyone here who would run a small errand? Oh, of course. You know, I've always found talking about money so... distasteful. Oh, nothing. You see, I've had my eye on this beautiful abandoned estate overlooking the sea. It's not very far from here, but it's far enough away from all this. If we stay here for a while, I need a place for myself. You understand that, right? No offense, but I can't keep living in a filthy room at an inn. When I asked the innkeeper to draw me a bath, finally, someone sympathetic to my plight. My Duncan has been heartless about it. He told me to deal with it. Can you believe that? Well, what he doesn't know can't hurt him, can it? He should be glad that I can take... I'm not like the other high-born women, sitting around waiting to be handed everything on a silver platter. And besides... Fine. The problem is that the manor appears to have some occupants, not legal ones, mind you, who need to be evicted. You'll do it for me, won't you, dear? Maybe something nautical to go with.
Beer from Kunacht, what? No, I don't recall. But that means... No. Impossible. What if... Holy moonshine. I remember... I've no idea how you found out about it. Siji. Aye, of course I have. I didn't just throw them in some cabinet. I was afraid they'd fall into the wrong... He was a good man. I wouldn't get rid of my only mum. Here, after what you said, I assume you'll make good use of them. Even though I'm still not sure what to think about it. Things are getting weirder and weird. Well, he died like he lived, with a tankard in his hand. The boys always said he was a prankster like no other. Once, he slipped a rotten egg into the quartermaster's dinner. Nope. You mean the old pier? Well, first of all, it's not that old. Brenadin was already... Why is it called that? Don't know. Probably because of a lot has been happening here lately. Plenty of new faces. I definitely can't. People come and go and the regulars drink as usual. As it should be. Daddy will be proud. Hey, not here, obviously. You won't see your old man here unless your name's Dara. Mine sent me here because he hoped I'd make something out of my life. He never wanted me to pour a beer and look at the same tired mugs day in, day out, but as it turns out, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I got mauled by a weird beast. I was bored out of my mind, and since there wasn't one here, I decided to start a tavern.
Vamos a cenar.